スーパーレディオブラザーズ
It's time for the Super Radio Brothers. I think the one just had an accident.
Yes, we are back. As if there was any doubt, broadcasting from strategic locations all across the empire, it is the Super Radio Brothers, episode 364, the Super Bowl episode.
Oh.
We have a full house Super Radio Dad, Super Radio Trent here. I am wearing, if you see this, who's number 12 for the Jets? You know that, Trent? Who's number 12?
I don't have the roster in front of me, man.
It's the roster.
What's the matter with you?
The roster.
This was before you was born, brother.
There hasn't been anybody wearing the number 12 on the Jets since the early 70s.
Joe Theismann.
Joe
Theismann. Come on, man.
What happened to the football, the sports historian, Trent Ferguson?
That's
Super
right.
Bowl III is only the most important Super Bowl of all time, where one Joe Willie Namath guaranteed victory over the Baltimore Colts and Johnny Unitas.
Yeah.
And yes, the Jets, they went out there and they defeat the Colts. They forced the merger, and that created the NFL that we see today. Only the single most important Super Bowl of all time.
Okay.
And guess what? The Jets haven't been back since.
No,
why.
they really haven't. But anyway, RC2, he was around during that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you watch that on TV?
Yeah, we watched that on TV. We saw the Mets win the World Series that year.
Yeah, that was the Knicks won.
Many-
That was a
the
big
Knicks
win.
won,
That was a big
and,
year.
I believe the Rangers got eliminated by the Canadians.
Yeah, they were in the
in his-
conference, right?
In his many years on Earth, he's been able to witness so much sports history.
Oh, that's pretty good. So you were always a Giant fan, though, right?
Oh,
Even if
yeah. Always a Giant fan.
Always a Giant fan. 'Cause
Yeah.
Didn't you work at Yankee Stadium while the Giants were
Stadium
playing?
when Roger Staubach threw a bomb to I forget his name.
I never heard of that player.
Randy Moss?
No, Randy Moss. Oh my God. Excuse me, folks. I forgot the guy's name.
That's all right, but you were there.
Yeah.
You were there, Yankee Stadium, watching football, the whole thing.
Selling peanuts at 10 degrees. Are you kidding? People didn't get their hands out their pockets.
So we can, as Jet fans, it's a very depressing time. Trent's team, his team recently won a Super Bowl. The Giants, it's a decade ago now, but still two big runs, two Super Bowls with Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin and the whole thing. And me, the only time the Jets were in the Super Bowl, I wasn't even born yet. So another year, another massive
So
failure.
that means I've been here long enough to see the New York teams win the Super Bowl.
And it's crazy. The Jets won Super Bowl III. Do you know
Yeah.
who won Super Bowl IV?
I believe it was Kansas City.
You got it. The Kansas City Chiefs won Super Bowl IV, and they went through years and years of a drought. And now, of course, what happens when you
Now
combine
they're back in it.
one of the great coaches of all time and, maybe when it's all said and done, the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes. We'll see. This is a legacy game for him. But we're going to get to all that, the picks and everything. I know Trent last week. I was saying, hey, Trent. Trent is. I don't know if you know this. He's a very talented impressionist. He does great impressions. And I was asking him to come up with an impression of you and me.
Oh yeah, does he do himself?
That's the easiest one. Trent, let me hear your best Trent Ferguson.
Hi, my name is Trent Ferguson, and that's all I got.
That actually wasn't really that good.
No, that shit don't sound good.
No, it didn't sound like Trent at all.
No, man.
Hey, man, how about them Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
There you go.
Hey, what's up, Trent? All right, go back to the river, son.
Let's hear your best Super Radio Dad, Trent. What you got?
Super Radio Dad. Let's see.
You talking in slow motion?
Holy shit, get out the way.
Oh, shit.
Oh wait, that was perfect. Look,
That's right.
That's what he does.
Come on, man. Come in through the door, brother.
What about yours truly, RC3?
Okay, I got two impressions of RC3.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go. Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, February 2nd.
I love the energy. It just shows me how good I am. Thank you, Trent. You did a great job there. I love the energy, the happy. I can hear the smile in your voice, and that's what we strive for as broadcasters.
Oh,
so
my
a fantastic
goodness
job.
gracious. Oh yes, I got to look
Okay, and
forward
then
to
the
smiles.
second one is.
Oh, he's got a second one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
A second one. The second one is a little less flattering, but here you go.
Oh shit.
Here you go. The Jets are awful. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. You need to fire the coach. You need to fire Zach Wilson. You need to bench Wilson. He doesn't need to be starting. You need to start another quarterback. And that's it, Trent. I mean, that's my Jet rant for this week.
Well, two things. One, it wasn't long enough. You got to go on and on and
Yeah,
on
for about
5 to
20
10
minutes
minutes.
there.
Yeah, at least 20
Yeah, that's
minutes.
why I wanted to spare the audience of having.
Oh, I don't know.
And-
I like to see Richie's veins pop out of his neck and shit.
And the other thing you were missing was the tears. You didn't. I didn't hear you fighting back the tears and the crying.
This is sick, man.
Is
this shit ever gonna happen?
I just never. I'll never forget. My dad and I, Super Radio Dad, watching the Giant game, and I cried so hard during that game. I was bitching and complaining. I'm such a crybaby Jet fan.
Yeah, but at the end, he goes, "Sorry, Dad."
So there you go, another year. Hey, maybe next year. We've been saying that for over 50 years. Remember when the Rangers? It was a big deal. They hadn't won a Stanley Cup in 54 years.
54 years.
The Jets are right there now.
Oh shit! Right
So,
where?
54 years, right?
Oh,
Isn't that
okay. There you go.
1968?
Holy shit!
How long
could be
ago
the
is that?
long-
I'm terrible at math, but
Yeah, that'll be the
It's
longest
gotta-
New York team without doing anything.
well, I think they're the longest team in American sports to not make the postseason or in the top 3 or something like that. It's been awful. What can I tell you? But and you know what else is awful? Usually when you flip it on at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening.
See?
The news.
The news.
Oh no! La noticias.
La Luticia. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Luticia.
Noticias.
See. It is the news. News.
Hey, normally when people watch the news and
Yeah.
they get all down in the dumps or whatever, to cheer themselves up, they normally watch películas.
Wow.
Nicolas. No, I don't do that.
No, you don't do that?
Oh yeah.
He's like, no, wait, yeah, I do that. Have you? I'm sure you've used a porta potty before, right?
Porter potty.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do
All the time.
yeah, all the time.
What's that shit outside your room or something?
And Trent actually, that's
man.
his normal bathroom outside the house. He has to go use the
Holy
porta potty.
shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Let me go take a shit in our little house outside.
Hey, do you guys have any nightmare porta potty stories?
Holy shit,
This is the poop
man.
news, by the way. So,
I don't know, man, but I ain't going in there. Shit.
any memorable moments in the porta potty?
Well, when we were playing war games.
Whoa.
Ah, there you go. I knew there would be a porta potty
Yeah,
memory.
We were playing war games, and we were, it's capture the flag and all. So we saw you capture the flag.
Oh, okay. I
This
thought
is
you
with
said-
paintball
So
guns,
now-
Trent. And,
so
and,
it's coming down to there's porta potties out in the field, and then this lady goes in there, and we shot it to hell. Oh shit! There was scream all over the place. That was my porta potty.
That's your porta potty
There
memory.
you go, man.
As you know, I've been to millions of concerts when I was younger, right? It
geez.
seemed like every other week I was going to a
Yeah.
concert, right? Some type of music event. So I have plenty of horror for you. Sometimes you just got to close your eyes, hold your nose, whatever it is when you go in there and just take care of business and get out of there. So plenty of those. But man, shockingly,
Yeah.
I have a positive porta potty story.
Oh,
believe it or
shit.
not.
Really?
I will
How
never
can those be
forget.
positive.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But I will never forget. This is, I want to say, I forgot. I could look it up, but 94, 95, Lollapalooza.
Oh yeah, you came
When
back
the-
full of mud.
One of the coolest concerts I ever been to. And you want to talk about the lineup at that concert included bands like the Ramones, the legendary punk band, the Ramones, Rancid, another legendary punk band, Soundgarden, Metallica, I mean, the lineup was insane that year, and I love just about every band. I'm missing a few. I'd have to think about it, but I loved every band that played there. Metallica was incredible to see. They came on stage at nighttime, which made, and it was a full day thing. Anyway, at the time, 90s, of course, rock and roll. I love Soundgarden too. Chris Cornell, Black Hole Sun. You know, a ton of great
Green
songs.
Day.
Green Day did not play at Lollapalooza.
No, they didn't.
They did
right?
not that year. The
What
two
about
punk
the
bands.
What about the Smashing Pumpkins?
No, the Pumpkins weren't there. I've actually never
Smashing
seen the
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins. I've never seen the Pumpkins, but I do think they're awesome. But yeah, those would be the main bands, I think. The Ramones, Rancid, Soundgarden, Metallica. What a lineup. I know I'm missing. Wu-Tang Clan was there. That was another one. Famous rap group from the 90s. They performed. That was awesome. But I'll never forget. And I would say between Rancid and Soundgarden were the two bands I was most into at the time. And everybody loved Metallica, but Rancid and Soundgarden. As a matter of fact, if people would be shocked, one of the first ever cassette tape rock and roll albums I ever owned was Soundgarden. What's the name of the album? Sounds of the Super Unknown, right? Soundgarden. So, which had songs like Spoon Man and Black Hole Sun and My Wave, all awesome songs. So I remember, I know Soundgarden's coming on soon. I'm in the porta potty taking a leak, and as soon as I start taking a leak, I hear all of a sudden the opening sounds of Black Hole Sun, you know.
Oh shit! And there's no light in the porta potties.
And I flipped out. They're on stage. I finish what I'm doing as quickly as I can. I storm out of the porta potty, run into the crowd, and then crowd surf from all the way. I mean, there's thousands of people, so I mean, you're super far away from the stage. But I literally crowd surfed from the back all the way to the front of the mosh pit to where Soundgarden was right there in front of me. So that's my fantastic
You're
porta
lucky
potty
you
moment.
wasn't shitting before you after you ran out of.
Little
the
did all
porta
those
potty.
people know as they were passing me along the top of the crowd, I did not wash my hands.
Oh shit! I'm full of pee.
Yeah,
Oh, my
so
God.
I had to get out there. I couldn't miss the show.
Is that lemonade? No.
So it was another. It wasn't Black Hole Sun. They didn't play that till the end of the sun. It was Follow Me Into. Anyway, but Soundgarden came on stage. I flipped out and I stormed out of that porta potty as fast as I could. And,
Were you ever shit in that thing?
I don't think I've ever taken a shit in a porta potty.
I'm wondering.
That would
about
be
it.
hard to do.
Yeah, Danny. But you open it and there's like a million shits in there.
Oh yeah, it's always like you see it. You see
Yeah.
the poops in there.
What the hell is that?
You see the poops in there.
Why is it moving?
And they're blue, right? Everything's blue.
I don't know, man. It looks like freaking snakes in there.
So while there could be good, amazingly so, we just
Yeah.
it's proven now you can have good porta potty memories. Well, this poor guy does not have a good porta potty
Oh,
memory
boy.
because these kids played a prank on him.
No.
Was
Oh,
poor,
shoot.
So what did he say?
poor
Oh, shit?
dude. He said, "Oh shit." Let's see what happened here to this poor Denver man.
On a nice winter day near Sloan's Lake, chances are you can find Stefano Chioetto on his daily walk.
It's a long walk. When it's very cold, I don't do it. I do something else.
It's a few
Oh,
miles
good to know,
round
yeah.
trip.
Hey, what are you gonna do, bro?
Stefano
We gotta clean the
says
I'd do something
sometimes
else.
Nature calls.
Oh shit!
I saw the portable potty. And
Look at the name.
Honey
I felt the
bucket.
thing start to move,
Oh, shit.
and I thought that it was a truck picking it up and taking it to a dump or whatever.
Oh, man,
and I
that's
was so
what he
freaking
was doing,
scared,
right?
you know?
Moments later, Stefano felt the porta potty start to fall.
And I had no idea what was happening. I started shouting, "Hey, hey!" And it just kept on.
Hey,
moving,
they
and
should
it
have.
fell
Yeah.
Get me out.
I fell on my back, and fortunately, it fell on the side and not on the front, because if it had fallen on the front, I wouldn't have been able to open the door and get out.
Stefano
Oh,
says
my
he
God.
found the door and crawled out as a man and his son ran over to help.
And he said, "Yeah, I think it was a couple of teenagers. We saw them. They, pushed the
That's
portable
messed
potty
up.
inside and then ran away.
He thinks it
Let's
was
see if this
likely
guy
a
can be
prank,
full of
one
shit in
he
a few
doesn't
minutes.
find
Yeah.
very funny.
So mean.
It may sound funny when you're a kid. It's not if you're the guy inside. It's not funny at all.
He
It's
should have
something
said, "That
could
shit
have
ain't
ended
funny."
in a
Yeah,
very
that shit ain't
unfunny
funny.
way.
Now, Stefano
Look at how
says
serious
he
this
did
guy
hurt
is.
his
Yeah.
back, but says he's feeling better today. Denver police tell us officers did respond to the scene, but no suspects have been identified. They say at this point they don't have any other reports of this happening in the city.
Wow.
He should say at the
Watch
end.
this. I love
I'll
this.
never go.
Keep it going. I want to watch these guys. Watch this.
Certainly one of those things where
Look at this
if it's
conversation.
not you, you're wondering what the big deal is. But you can imagine being in there now from hearing Stefano talk about it.
He says this was a really
I
scary
love the lady,
situation.
though.
He
Watch her
thinks they were
reaction.
Probably just doing a prank, just making a joke. He says it was anything but that.
Yeah, you know there was probably a joke behind it, but sometimes you really need, I mean, come on. It's awful. Personally for me.
She laughs about it. Look.
It's just a scary situation. Yeah. All right, thanks,
She
Evan.
couldn't help it. She had to laugh. You had to laugh. How about that, Trent? You're in there and they push it over. That's messed up, man.
Yeah, man.
That's not funny.
That shit ain't funny, bro.
That's not funny.
Then you got to walk home with shit all over you?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
it's not
yeah,
good.
I hate that.
What?
It's happened to Trent before.
Well,
I've walked home
you
with
walked
shit all
home,
over me.
Yeah, I had a lump in my butt, so I had to wait until I got home.
I shit in a porta potty. I've done it about 5 times.
Oh,
I remember each one and every moment of it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
5.5 for me. You know, I couldn't get it all out the 5th time. But
Screw
The sixth
that.
time.
I go find me a tree, bro.
you rather shit near a tree?
Yeah.
Well, there's a good question. Have you ever? Did you ever take a shit outside?
Oh, hell.
In the woods? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my!
I have to admit, I've never done that yet.
You haven't shit in the woods?
you haven't lived till you shit
You
in the
haven't
woods.
lived until you dig a little hole and try to aim your butt to that hole.
Well, that's very descriptive.
Yeah.
And then the other guys go, "Damn, Rich."
Remember didn't we watch a video on this show where the lady was teaching you how to take a shit out in
Yeah,
the woods?
yeah.
You got to dig a hole, right?
Dig a hole and
bury
then,
it.
and then grab the tree and pull with all your might.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't remember that part of it.
Yeah, she was grabbing the tree. Ah!
Oh my goodness. Well,
I've never heard of that.
I think we can all agree.
Yes.
Police officers have a
Yeah.
very dangerous job.
Yes, big time.
Oh, my. Yes, they do.
And we appreciate their service. And one of the things about law enforcement these days is that you got body cam footage that really takes you along for the ride of some of these really dangerous calls and these guys putting their lives on the line to help people. And I have a video that's not quite that, but is that. So I won't tell you what happened, but these officers, they enter a home, weapons drawn.
Oh, boy.
But who is the antagonist? Let's find out.
I don't know.
Let's take a look at this.
A lady in a hub around.
Let's go. We'll just start clearing room by room. Oh, it's right there. It's a squirrel.
A squirrel.
Disregard. I just saw it.
Rocky the
Oh,
squirrel.
now you can disregard the help. We got a squirrel in the house.
They have guns
And they
drawn.
still got guns. What, they think the squirrel's packing? Oh, yeah, wow. That was real manly, no?
Yeah, with the gun drawn, everything is screaming like that.
Maybe the
Yes, he
squirrel
did, yeah.
had a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Oh, here, a different point of view.
Can't be a squirrel in the house. Go to air clear.
The craziest thing, they know it's a squirrel, but they still have their guns drawn. And do they think the squirrel is armed?
Oh, my God. Now squirrels they're going after.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. Those
very
squirrels
dangerous.
yeah, they're bad,
Very
those
dangerous.
squirrels.
So before we actually get to the sports, I got one last story here. So
I'll
let's,
tell you what. Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
That squirrel is out of its mind. I mean,
He's out of his mind.
Yeah, that squirrel needs to go to jail.
Yeah, that squirrel is a mental case.
That is a nutty home invasion.
Oh, nutty.
A nutty squirrel
Oh,
invasion.
boy.
You'll be here all week.
Okay, let's do sports first. My next story is a sports story. So, you know what sports stories remind me of?
Sports.
Sports! That's right. La 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 la.
There it goes. It's hit. Back. There it goes. And it's caught
It's on
at
its
the
way,
wall.
and it is.
It's caught at the wall. Oh, no, he drops it.
I don't have a monitor in front of me, Susan.
Monitor. But did you see that?
RC3, you're a good guy and all, but I have to admit that segue was kind of lame.
What do you
Oh.
Look at this guy. So critical. Everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. Super Bowl. Well, the Super Bowl does remind me of sports, so I figured we would do this here at the start of sports and then get into the game and everything. So, it's a long wait. It's you gotta wait the week, right? The bye week, which stinks. I really hate that. So I have a little a pre-game here for you, a little information. So let's take a listen.
Okay.
It's the Super Bowl 58 pre-game show. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes texted his wife on the way to practice. Meanwhile, 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy made himself an omelet. And that's your Super Bowl 58 pre-game show.
So you get all the important information here.
Yeah, man.
It seems like that's what the week is like, right? I mean, what can they possibly talk about?
Well, we never party like omelets.
Here's my question now, okay?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, how many times did he text Taylor Swift? Because Taylor Swift isn't going to be there for the Super Bowl, supposedly.
No, I heard maybe you have a more updated.
It's a different time zone. So after the concert, she's getting right on the private
jet. And I saw that actually Japan put out a press release. The government of Japan put out a press release that said, "Don't worry, Taylor Swift will be back for the Super Bowl."
Oh,
so she's doing her concert in Japan and then jumping on that private jet and heading over to Vegas.
This is big, bro. This is big. This is big, man.
So I got some Super Bowl fun facts for you guys. Okay, let's see if you guys know some of these. So here you go. Here's the first one.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be gaining weight on Super Bowl.
And there you go. And you know what? Good call, Trent. You gave me your reaction before the fact.
Yes.
So here's number one. Super Bowl Sunday is the second biggest eating day of the year, right after Thanksgiving.
Unbelievable.
So you're right, Trent. You're going to be eating, huh?
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to be eating pizza, drinking soda, and having a good time.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I'm drinking soda.
Soda. I'm going to have some soda.
Yeah.
Soda. RC2, are you going to have a beer?
I'm going to have more than that.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be drinking the whole thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be able to play Monday?
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding?
Well, even after you're not going to be hungover?
Nah, I'm not going to be hungover.
Trent, even David Wells pitched a perfect game on a hangover.
Yeah.
You hear that? You ever hear that story?
He didn't sleep that whole night, right?
Yeah, he was out partying. It was a Friday night, and then it's a Saturday afternoon game against the Twins. And David Wells in 1998 pitched a perfect game in Yankee Stadium, and he was hungover.
Oh, my God.
How about that? No. Definitely a great day for Yankee fans.
Hey, what's your favorite Super Bowl food? Because a lot of people have their their go-tos during Super Bowl.
Well, we've always had chili as part of the
what?
As a tradition. Yeah, Super Bowl chili, no? You think that's weird?
No, I don't think it's weird. I just never heard of chili on Super Bowl Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Where you at, Jack? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, Super Bowl, a chili, and after that, the basics, pizza, wings.
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Sliders.
Pork grinds, dip.
Pork rinds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
like pork rinds. I like barbecue chips too. You gotta have the chips.
You
in
got-
Oh
there.
yeah, we got chips and all that shit, man.
We got chips and all that shit, man. Yeah. What about you, Trent? What is your go-to Super Bowl food?
I'd say chicken wings. I like me some chicken. I like the Publix fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I always get some of that too.
That's some good stuff.
Puts on weight. Thankfully, that's why I eat great. That's why I eat healthy during the week and then on the weekend.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
wow.
trying to do the same thing these days.
So
I'm trying to eat anything.
He needs more. All right, here you go. So before the game, each team gets 108 Super Bowl footballs, each handcrafted at the Wilson Football Factory in Ohio.
Wow.
Wow. So each team gets
is it named after Zach?
Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Wilson.
Zach Wilson will never see a Super Bowl.
No, never. Maybe on TV.
This one, yeah. I mean, I guess he will see a Super Bowl. The average price for the first Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the average price for tickets during the first Super Bowl was $6. $6.
Jesus.
And the game was not a sellout. The average price for this year's game is $9,800.
Shit.
Damn.
Now that's actually, believe it or not, that's 70% more expensive than last year.
And I wonder where those seats are at. Where are those
They're
seats?
probably terrible seats, right?
Yeah, all the way up
That's
on
the
top.
average price. That's got to be the worst seat in the house.
I'm watching it at the house. I could get up and go pee or, pinch a loaf or whatever,
Hey, do you take a long shit at halftime? Like during
Oh, yeah, you got to see it, man. I got to cut it in half. To
How
plus
could you
it.
do that? I can't miss, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg or whoever's doing the halftime show.
Nah, man.
it's Usher this year, man.
Megan the
Usher's
Stallion. Oh, I wish it was Megan the Stallion.
doing Oh.
Now, can you believe this?
Who?
The first two Super Bowls
Yeah.
were not actually called the Super Bowl.
Okay, what were they called?
Believe it or not, they were not. So actually, the Jets Super Bowl III win was the first Super Bowl actually called the Super Bowl.
What was the other one's called?
So the first two Super Bowls were actually titled AFL NFL World Championship Game. AFL NFL World Championship Game.
It doesn't have the same ring to it as Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, I like
Super Bowl. Nah, man, we don't want that.
Super Bowl's better, yeah.
Yeah, Super Bowl's better.
It didn't take them long to figure that out, though. They let two go by, and they were like, well, this AFL NFL World Championship game isn't working.
How did they get the word Super Bowl?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder who came up with that.
Yeah, they're probably eating soup,
The stadium kind of looks like a bowl.
That's right.
And
Hey.
this is pretty super.
Yeah. They said bowl super? No, Super Bowl sounds better.
Sometimes the simplest ideas can make the biggest difference, have the biggest impact. Incredible.
I need some simple ideas.
Your number 5 Super Bowl fun fact: the Lombardi Trophy,
Okay.
given to each Super Bowl winning franchise. And by the way, he was the winning coach of the first two AFL NFL World Championship games, coach of the Green Bay Packers, of course.
Of course. Ray Nitschke and all those guys.
That Super Bowl trophy stands 22 inches tall and weighs 7 pounds, crafted of sterling silver by Tiffany and Company, and takes approximately 4 months to make. At a cost of how much is the Super Bowl? How much did it cost to make a Super Bowl trophy?
How much?
$50,000. So that's how much it costs to make that trophy.
What, back in those days?
No, that's now.
That's now?
Yeah.
Holy
This is a really
crap.
good one. Check this
Who's
out.
paying for that?
The Super Bowl, for a lot of people, and this is,
Yeah.
I think what annoys a lot of sports fans is that this is and you hear this all the time, that the NFL season actually ended Championship Sunday. It didn't end. It doesn't end on Super Bowl. The last real week of the NFL is a Championship Sunday, because on the Super Bowl, you're watching the game a lot of times with a lot of people that haven't watched a football game all season, right? But it's
that's a good point.
It's the Super Bowl. So, and then it
It's
becomes
kind of like March Madness. It's kind of like March Madness too in college basketball, where a lot of people just watch it during the tournament,
Right.
Or the World Series. Like I'll see people watch the World Series in baseball right there. I don't really know about the NBA Finals. I mean, Yeah, people out of the ordinary do watch that occasionally, but not as it's not as
Well,
drastic as
yeah.
watching the Super
Nothing's
Bowl
like
or,
the Super Bowl, Trent. And I think the reason is like the NBA Finals or the World Series or even the Stanley Cup Finals. It's a 7-game series. With the Super Bowl, it's one game. It's an event, right? So I think that's why it has that type of draw to people who don't usually. They just want to be a part of the culture. And that makes and part of the culture is seeing all the commercials. So they're not very concerned about the football game. They're more interested when commercial time comes and you see all the crazy commercials, right? That's huge, which is why.
What do you think about the Super Bowl ads and everything? Do you like them?
Well, it depends. Some of them are good. Some of them are a waste. But and that goes to fun fact number 6.
Yeah.
In Super Bowl III,
Okay.
right? Super Bowl III, a 30-second TV spot for a commercial costs $30,000.
Oh wow!
What?
So
I'm back in those days.
yeah, Super Bowl III, 30-second commercial costs $30,000 to get on the air. The cost for this
$1,000 a second.
There you go. Yeah. Now check this out. The cost for the same commercial for this year's Super Bowl will be an estimated $7 million.
Holy shit!
So $7 million for 30 seconds.
That's some sick shit, man.
There you go.
RC2, do you like the commercials?
Some of them, some of them I don't.
Are you pumped up to see Gronkowski try to hit the field goal again?
Oh hell yeah! Maybe he'll cut that hair he was sporting.
I remember when I was a kid, the biggest thing was the Bud Bowl.
The Bud.
Do you know anything about the Bud Bowl, Trent?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
They basically would have cans of beer.
Right.
One team was Bud Light and one team was Budweiser, and they would play the game. They would play a football game against each other, and I'm sure people had prop bets on that. Who's going to win the Bud Bowl this year? And all that.
Yeah,
so.
you heard about everything they're betting on?
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy.
How many times is Taylor Swift gonna
appear on? Yeah, how many times are they going to show her and all that?
Come on, holy shit!
Those prop bets are out of control sometimes, but. How long will the national anthem be? That's another one.
And the flip of the coin.
Yeah, that's right. The coin toss. They'll bet on every.
That's millions of dollars too, man.
And every aspect of the game. And of course, you'll have boxes, right? Everybody loves to have their boxes.
Yeah, I got to get my last 2 by Friday.
All right. So the championship weekend, before we see what we picked, and actually, let's see what we picked first. Who had who last week? What's going on here? Did we have? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't. It was 2 weeks ago now. So
I think you're bragging here.
Oh well, of course I know I was right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. I think I picked the Lions, so I was wrong there. It would have if we were working with the spread, I would have covered.
No, you picked Kansas City.
I definitely picked Kansas City, but I think I picked the Lions over the Niners.
Oh shit! Lions. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I picked the Lions. So. And the Lions, let's be honest, should have won that game.
Oh, hell yeah. They should have won that game.
Yeah, what happened, man? Dan Campbell, I mean, I know that going for it on 4th down kind of helped him get to where he was today, but in that situation in a championship game, you got to take the points there, don't you?
Going for it on 4th down, in October against the Bears is just different from going for it on 4th down in the NFC Championship game on the road against the 49ers. Take the freaking points.
Yeah, you guys, you went 3-0. Trent went 2-1, and I went 0-3.
You went 0-3. There were 2 games last week.
0-2. 0-2. Stop it. Help me.
Help me out here. Let's go. 0-3.
Come on, man.
Wait, RC2. I swear I picked.
What happened?
I swore I picked San Francisco. Did I not?
Yeah, I think you said you were 2-0. Trent was 2-0, right?
Yeah, 2-0.
You picked because you picked. Did you pick the? He picked the Chiefs. Yeah, and you picked the Ravens and the Lions.
Yeah, like an ass.
Yeah, but I'm still getting over 0-3. There was another game.
No. Yo, Back up, son.
There was another game. Owen, I was 1-1. Trent was 2-0, and my dad was 0-3. He had such a bad week. He had to give himself an extra loss.
That's right, man.
It's like I deserve an extra L for this week.
I got hit in the knee today. Okay, so. Oh my God! Everything hurts.
Oh my goodness!
At least RC2, no matter what happens in this game, at least he won the picks this year. So
yeah. Well, he's a champion.
That's right.
He's a champion.
That's right.
He's a champion.
I'm still waiting for the news to come to the house.
And I gotta say, Trent, I want your reaction to this. I picked the Chiefs. I think it's at this point foolish to bet against Patrick Mahomes, but man, oh man, the Ravens. 13 wins this year, and they get the home game for the AFC Championship game.
And they laid an egg.
And they laid a massive egg. I mean, I mean, they were terrible in this game. Lamar Jackson was terrible in this game. What was your take on that?
I mean, you said it. Lamar Jackson was terrible in this game. The Ravens found a way yet again to come up short in a big situation, in a big game. They found a way to just lay an egg. I mean, Lamar, look, and don't get me wrong, the Chiefs didn't play a great game either. I mean, it was just the game was kind of sluggish there for a while, I have to admit. However, Baltimore had their chances to come out. I think Lamar made some stupid decisions with the football. I think Baltimore had penalty after penalty that they couldn't get past. And it was just, there was too much to ask. And you literally, you almost have to play a near perfect game in the playoffs to have a chance to win. Baltimore didn't do that one bit. So I mean, you definitely have to be disappointed as a Ravens fan because, okay, they almost got to the Super Bowl this year. They were this close. Now the question is, when will they get back?
Yeah, and you never know when you will. And in a year where you were the number 1 seed. And you had the championship game at home, and your quarterback is probably going to be the MVP of the league.
Yeah, okay.
And you still don't get it done.
And you dumped the game. Come on.
I mean, unbelievable. The week before, we saw Lamar Jackson so decisive, running the football when guys were covered. He was waiting so long in this game to run. He's getting sacked, fumbling, throwing interceptions into triple coverage. It was really amazing. That's what I took away from the game. I heard a lot of the analysts say, why did they abandon the run in the second half? Man, screw that shit. Your MVP quarterback was terrible in the game. I don't want to hear about coaching and abandoning the run in the second half.
That defense came up big, too.
I think people undersold how good that Chief defense is. And Spagnuolo obviously had a great game plan and outcoached Harbaugh and Baltimore. And the way the Chiefs go, and at the end of the day, Mahomes did what he had to do. They put enough points on the board, 17-10, and away they go to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I thought the Chiefs would win, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. I was shocked how bad the Ravens were offensively. And then we just talked about it, the Niners and the Lions. I think the Lions really let the 49ers off the hook in this game. I don't think Brock Purdy was anything special. I thought Christian McCaffrey.
He wasn't Purdy.
Yeah. I think he was average in this game. The Niners were there for the taking, and they have been for the entire postseason. How about that game, Trent?
It was a good game. I thought Detroit ended up playing, but I mean, what happened in the second half? The Niners came out and you thought whenever the Lions were up 24-10, I kind of thought they were too close for comfort because I was like, I don't know, something could happen in the second half, but I didn't expect a full collapse. I mean, I saw a different Jared Goff in the second half. Amon-Ra St. Brown or whatever the receiver's name is really couldn't get much going, and there you go. You had San Francisco kind of end up the Lions were shut out in the second half. If I'm not mistaken, I believe
they scored 7 in the fourth, but pretty much, yeah.
They were pretty much shut out in the second half, and you had even without Deebo Samuel being 100%. I mean, even though he didn't really play all that much, he still. I mean, San Francisco still found a way to win.
Yeah, they left too many points on the board. When you're up 2 scores, make it a 3-score game, will you? It's just anyway. That was incredibly disappointing, which is why we'll get to our picks here, and I will say it because it's pretty obvious from my perspective. You heard me the entire postseason here. I think it's foolish to pick against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, and especially in this game. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I think the 49ers are incredibly overrated. You look at their postseason run here. San Francisco, they barely beat the Green Bay Packers. All right, barely. The Packers probably should have won that game. And the Packers, let's face it, they're not a great team.
No.
They finished 10-9. They lost a couple of weeks before to the Giants. Everybody wants to talk about Jordan Love. Oh, my. He had 2 picks in that game against San Francisco. Did not have a great game. And still, the Green Bay Packers should have won that game. So the Niners barely escaped that one. And then fast forward to the NFC Championship game. If it wasn't for incompetent coaching, the Niners lose that game, and the Lions, it would have been the feel-good story, and everybody would have been rooting for them in the Super Bowl.
God.
So the Niners, they advanced because of incompetent coaching.
Those 2 fourth down plays.
So,
are you kidding?
Oh, this is terrible. So I look at the Niners and their road to the Super Bowl, and they've been fortunate. All the mistakes that the Lions made in that NFC Championship game, all the mistakes the Packers made with a first-year starter at quarterback in that divisional round, those mistakes will not be made by the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been here before. We talked about it before. 6 straight AFC Championship games they've been in. They've been in 3 Super Bowls before this one, won 2 of them. Patrick Mahomes, the best player in football. It's right there for the Chiefs to continue to cement their legacy because, in my opinion, the 49ers are woefully overrated. I don't think they're that good at all. So give me the Chiefs. And I think I think it's today's NFL. There's a lot of parity. It's going to be a close game. So I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to blow them out. And I've heard a lot of analysts say this, and I think they're probably right. It's I'm not coming up with anything here where they think that possibly the best unit in this game is that Kansas City defense. Mm-hmm. And we've seen Purdy come up small in games against good defenses this year. So I think the Chiefs win this game.
Yeah, what score?
And I say they probably win 27-17. I think they win by it's either going to be a 27-17 game or a 24-20 game, something like that.
I already picked 27-17.
Oh, okay.
So I ain't changing that shit.
All right, I'll say 24-20. I'll go with my second one then, 24-20. Even though that was your score after me, technically.
No, I'm going to tell you, bro. I don't remember my score.
All right.
Okay, but
all right, Trent, come on.
Trent, you know what he's before you give your pick, Trent, you know what he's going to say next week, right? He's going to be like, you guys were 1-0, and I was 0-2.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, RC2, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
27-17.
Yeah.
But who do you want to win? You didn't say you picked a.
No, that wasn't me. That was RC2. RC3 that picked Kansas City.
I'm so confused right now.
Did you just pick Kansas City?
Yes.
Okay.
24-20.
Now you want 24-20?
I thought you wanted 27-17. I don't want to be the same as you.
I wasn't talking about me.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, 27-17. That's my score.
Jeez, I feel like crying now.
7-7 if you're looking at your box.
Hey, yo.
I'm
so
confused.
Mira, garbanzo head.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, all right, you answered, brother. All right, so who you going for, man?
Okay.
All right, Trent.
Okay, yeah, you know who I'm going for, buddy. I'm going for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh.
Yes, I think they'll beat the 49ers, unfortunately.
Okay, so what's the score?
They were going to see Taylor Swift on the field, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Give me, let's see. Give me 34-20 KC.
34-20 KC. Good call, Trent.
Good call. Yo.
And that just reminded me, you know what one of those prop bets are? What's his name? Travis Kelce Will he propose to Taylor Swift on the field during the Super Bowl?
And then she'll go, hell no.
That would be a huge power move.
Oh,
they would be
shit.
so,
That'll be cool, right?
All the Swifties going crazy.
I decided to have the producer make a pick today.
Oh, Sharon's going to have a pick. All right. Yeah.
Sharon, yeah. What you got, Sharon?
I guess, because I have no idea, like, I didn't watch any of the San Francisco games, so I'll vote for Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Oh, smart choice. There you go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you go with the best player, and you look at that reasoning, Trent. What a true sports fan. She's honest about it. I have not seen San Francisco really play this year, but I know Kansas City, they get it done. That's some good analysis, I think.
All right, so what's your score?
Great analyst.
What?
What's your final score,
What's
Sharon?
your final score? Who?
Let me think.
She needs time.
32.
Whoa.
What?
No, that's
the whole score?
Yeah. So 32 Kansas City, and how much would San Francisco have?
24.
32-24. All right. 8 points. It's a one-score game.
Well, that's actually not the realm of possibilities. That's really because it could come down to a 2-point try.
Yep.
You just never know.
That's a good call.
You never know. But I'm not going to be stupid this week.
Oh, okay. Don't be stupid. You're going to pick the Chiefs?
No, I'm going to pick Kansas City.
Oh, okay. And what's your score?
My score is going to be 20-17.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me that. I thought you were going to give me that Giants-Bills score, 20-19, Super Bowl 25.
Oh, I should have did that. Nah, too late.
Scott Norwood, wide right.
And plus, my numbers suck this year.
Suck. But I thought you didn't want to make it fun? You always like to make it
it's
fun.
fun. After I saw the numbers, it wasn't fun no more.
You don't want to make it fun, Trent.
I know it's a shame.
Yeah, but you never know, man. The odd numbers won last year. Right?
Well, good luck. I hope you are victorious with your boxes.
Yeah, me too.
So you could buy yourself some new gear.
Oh
at
yeah,
Dick's.
I need some more softball stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Trent, you know where I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl.
Oh shit!
I could read this segue like the back of my hand on the couch.
Yeah, good call.
It's time to sit down and unwind and listen to the Couch Report.
Listen to the Couch Report.
Doesn't this couch recline?
Yeah. The guy is.
It's not working.
Oh no, that's the most. Unfortunately, we think so much of you.
Yeah.
We've given you the most uncomfortable chair in the house.
That's right, man. My ass hurts for 2 days.
Oh my goodness, you kidding me? That chair is terrible.
Oh, you know that shit? Oh, you hear that? You hear that, people? He knew this chair.
Yeah, that chair
sucks.
That chair is pretty awful.
So he
I'm
said,
sorry.
let me let the old dude sit on that shit.
Yeah.
He's old, man.
Holy.
That's Trent's response. Yeah, he's old, man.
Yeah. I got anyway.
All right, Trent. What you got? What's going on in the world of Trent Ferguson?
It's pretty busy down here. You know, it's been windy down here in Tampa. I was blowing all over the sidewalk. I was trying to walk to class today and yesterday, and the wind was blowing. I mean, it was out of its mind. I mean, I had no idea. But anyway, other than that, in other news, I submitted my 1-minute documentary for my electronic field production class last week, and we'll be waiting on the grade on that. Should be coming in rather soon. So I'm excited. Now I'm working on another project. It's called the Swede Film, where we have to kind of recreate and we have to film a scene from a movie. We only have a certain amount of options. We can't divert from these options. We have scenes like Mean Girls and
Mean Girls.
Like a Superbad. That's another movie that we can pick. That's pretty good. And then there's like some Lean On Me, I think, is another movie that we can pick.
Oh, that's a classic movie.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so I don't have them up.
I find that
right
pretty
now,
interesting.
But,
I got to tell you, I wish you could make your own choice, because you know what scene I would recreate, right?
Which one?
The very first scene in Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Do you know what they call a Big Mac in a quarter? Do you know what they call a quarter pounder in France?
Royal.
A Royale with cheese.
A Royale with cheese.
And the guy's like, do you know why? Because they used a metric system. Look at the big brains. It's one of the great scenes. I mean, there's like 8 scenes in Pulp Fiction that you could say is one of the great scenes of all time.
Every single one of them.
Basically every scene in the movie. But anyway, the beginning, that's a fantastic scene. I would love to try to recreate that scene. But who would be Jules? Do you want to play Jules, Samuel L. Jackson?
I don't care.
I would be. I think I would be Vincent.
Oh yeah,
just standing in the back.
Then I have to practice his
mannerisms.
His Bible, that thing he taught.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the scenes with all the bad language in it. I mean, those are great. I mean,
it hurts my ears sometimes.
It does?
No.
Why?
I go, oh my God, that guy's cursing.
Yeah, there sure are a lot of.
So I go, yo, Bird, look at it.
Oh, here you go. Here, I'll do my
movie. Look at this.
There you go, Jules. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who would attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Shit, I need that in my head.
And if you heard those words, most likely that would be your ass.
I will talk to my team like that.
So come on, man. It don't get much better than Pulp. That's the greatest movie of all time, maybe, right there. But sorry, I had to do that.
Oh, Reservoir Dogs was good too.
Yeah, I mean Reservoir Dogs is great, but I don't think anything is Pulp Fiction.
We went to see Django on Christmas. Remember that?
Look, you don't have to sell Tarantino films on me, but it doesn't get better than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're having to call upon some actors to actually help with this. In the class, the professor does not want us to actually be in our own films. That could cause some issues. So anyway.
Well, you could play. There's my demo, Trent. I just did Pulp Fiction there. You could let them hear it and see if they like me.
yeah, for sure. But here's the only problem with that. You can't. This is not an auditory film. You would actually have to be on camera.
Well, I'm pretty good looking. I'm confident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, unfortunately, our group is doing Mean Girls. Unfortunately. So.
Not a very popular film, but not one I'd have to admit that I have seen. So.
Somebody's going to be wearing a skirt, huh?
Yeah, probably the female actress that they have for their film.
Holy mackerel.
Not me. I'm
not Trent.
Not Trent. Girls, no, man. I'm not
me.
I'm not wearing that shit.
No, not me. Hell no, man. I'm behind the camera. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing all my stuff. I'm the audio guy and I'm the script writer. So I can. We're actually kind of doing our own little twist on the movie.
And
so
that's pretty great. And just one last note on that Bible passage that Samuel L. Jackson uses as Jules in Pulp Fiction. It's completely fake. It's not in the Bible. Tarantino wrote that.
Yeah.
Which is just more of the brilliance. Anyway, sorry, Trent. I just had to throw that out there. Some people get it twisted. Maybe.
No, I'm with you. That's a cool project we got going. Other than that, just waiting for the Super Bowl. Can't wait for spring training baseball to come up. Oh, I've started going to this. They call it the RTDNA. It's a radio TV. It's like basically like a little organization they have on campus that really kind of talks about the radio and TV industries here on campus. So I started going to their meetings every Tuesday night. And last night, with it being Tuesday, of course, I started. There was a guy named Greg Allman. Greg Allman, who came to talk with us. He's a sports writer for Fox Sports. He worked for The Athletic for a time, worked for the Tampa Bay Times for over 15 years. So I've consumed his content over the years, but really didn't have a chance to meet him until last night. So that was cool. I enjoyed meeting him in person, and I'm going to all those meetings coming up. So that'll be a fun thing to do on Tuesday nights, kind of break up the week, go to those RTDNA meetings and make connections and all that. And hoping to go to a USF basketball game coming up because the University of South Florida Bulls have won 14 out of their last 15 games, including a win last night over Charlotte. So,
Looks like they're tournament bound.
Oh yeah, they could be. So we'll see what happens, man. Other than that, we're just getting around and enjoying life, trying to.
Right. Awesome stuff. Super Radio Dad, what you got cooking?
I ain't got shit cooking.
What a couch report.
Yeah, playing ball, in the cold. I got hurt today.
How did you get hurt?
Oh, my God. I wear shin guards. I got hit in the knee.
Oh, but lift your knee up a little bit higher. Can you get
Look at that. Look at that. That's going to turn colors,
It looks
man.
blue. I could almost see the blue.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
Yeah, I could see it.
Oh, that shit hurts, bro. Yeah, I can't sit down and take a poop for a couple of days, I think.
Because of your knee?
Yeah, man. 'Cause you got to bend your knees.
Yeah. I don't know. Next time when I poop, I'm gonna try to do it with my legs extended, see if it's possible.
Oh, that's great. I don't want to see that shit. Oh, my God. Mine is messed up now, dude.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, then you keep talking about it.
It's just an experiment.
My brain, bro. You're trying to experiment my brain.
Oh.
Yeah, but everything is cool, man. Waiting for the Super Bowl, and then that'll be it. Then pitches and catches.
Pitches and catches.
Yeah, let's rock and roll, man. I don't know. The Yankees picked up some pitchers, right?
Well, they did make a trade for a reliever from the Dodgers. I know that. Don't get me started on the Yankees, man.
Oh, please.
I'm not happy with the offseason. I obviously you're happy with the Juan Soto trade and
That's
the Verdugo pickup in left field, but after that, Corbin Burns going to the Orioles when the Yankees should have made a trade for him. Snell still out there where, it seems like the Yankees said they were all in, but now it seems as the offseason goes, well, we're all in if the price is right. Well, that's not being all in. They let Hader go to the Houston Astros. They don't even have a closer. Who's closing for this team? Holmes is terrible.
Oh,
and the Astros got Hader for 5 years, $100 million. Where the hell are the Yankees at?
Yeah,
you just offered Yamamoto $300 million. He goes to the Dodgers. So apparently you have $300 million to spend, and you don't go out there and get yourself a closer, and you want me to believe that you're serious contenders for the American League East when the Orioles were 19 games better than you last year, and they just picked up one of the best pitchers in baseball. So,
They're done already.
I'm a little confused
so
with
am
this
I.
Yankee offseason. So, still a lot of time to go here. You could say, well, maybe they'll make a move at the deadline. But, they did the Soto trade. The Verdugo move is good. But everything after that has been bargain basement again. To me, the Stroman move is bargain basement. He had a good year last year. The first half. Second half, he was terrible last year. So he's supposed to be a third starter behind a Carlos Rodon, who was another guy who was awful last year. So again, you go into the season, you feel like the only starter we have that we can really rely on, granted, he's the best starter in baseball, is your ace. And then after Garrett Cole, who is it? Carlos Rodon was terrible last year. Stroman was terrible in the second half last year. Nestor Cortez was horrible last year. Who's pitching? And you don't have a closer. They've done nothing to address these issues. So the Yankees are so confusing the way they run that organization now. You got me going here.
That means I'll be sleeping earlier and earlier.
So the offense is interesting.
Hey,
we'll see.
I called you the other night at about 6:30, and you sounded half asleep.
I was gone, son.
I was gone.
Yeah, I heard that. But anyway, speaking of the Yankees, are those games on the radio? Do the Yankees do the spring training games on the radio?
I don't know. That's not. They do, but not all of them. You'll actually get more Yankee spring training games on the radio than you will on TV. You know, the Fan will carry some of those big games. WFAN in New York. They
holy mackerel.
They carry some of the spring training games as well. So yeah.
Hey, real quick, did I hear that a lot of baseball games will be on streaming services again this year? Like we'll have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think a lot of the Rays games. I swear, I think I read that a lot of the Rays games are going to be on Peacock this year.
It's becoming an epidemic, and the crazy thing is that started the year Aaron Judge was on his home run tour, trying to break the record to 60. And I don't remember if it was the 63 or the 62 home run game, but it was on Peacock or Amazon.
Yeah.
And everybody was so pissed, because you're trying to see history, Judge trying to break Roger Maris's record, and now it's on Peacock. Or Amazon. I forget which one it was on.
Some of the football games are on Peacock.
And the worst part about that is, when you get used to watching your team on the Yes Network, you got Michael Kay, you got Paul O'Neill, you got your announcers, and now all of a sudden I'm stuck with the Amazon broadcast. They made that right last year, however, where they let the Yes Network, somehow they worked that out, where the Yes Network broadcast did the streaming broadcast when Judge, it was one of those 3 home runs. It was 61, 62, or 63 when it was streaming.
How does that work?
Yeah. So I don't know how they did that. I don't remember. But instead of using their crew, I guess they were like, you know what? It's true. We should have the Yankee broadcast on here for this historic moment. And they did manage to do that. So anyway, but it's still, imagine, my dad doesn't know how to turn on Peacock, right? You know how to get that Peacock running?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you do? How you do, and then, tonight, Judge going for 62, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's got to be maddening for some people.
Shit, man. I be watching all that shit, man.
You watching the Peacock?
Not the Peacock, but the baseball MLB.
Oh.
They go in,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. All right, you hurt your knee. You got me sidetracked here with the Yankees. What else is going on?
What else is going on? Super Bowl, baby.
The Super Bowl. You're just waiting for that bowl.
I can't wear it, man. I can't wear it. I can't wear it anymore. After this is over. What are we going to do?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yes.
Been very, very good
College
to me.
baseball.
Yeah.
College baseball.
You're right there. Yeah, well, I only watched the end of that. When they go to Omaha and shit like that.
D-Dub, he watches every Kentucky.
Yeah, I know, man. Everything from Kentucky, volleyball, everything. Then my man
track
is
and field?
My man is true blue, brother.
True blue.
That's right.
He told me I was part of the Big Blue Nation too. So
that's what he told you? No. Yeah.
Welcome to Big Blue.
I'm waiting for the T-shirt to come next. Shit. But everything is cool, man. Take a break tomorrow and play 2 on Friday.
All right. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
So nice you had to do it twice.
That's right. Let's play
Enjoy
2.
your pizza later.
Oh, let's play 2, baby.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, as you see,
said you're getting pizza after this, right, RC?
Oh yeah, what? You want some?
You gotta get that personal pan going,
That's right, bro.
Gotta get that personal.
Oh no,
pan
it's not
going.
bro no more. It's bra.
So as you see,
came up with that shit.
I don't know. Somebody's bro wasn't good enough, so they said bra.
Oh my god! All right.
But I got my telescope back out here.
Okay.
My Celestron C8 8-inch Smith Cassegrain telescope that I rescued. This, if you remember the story, I found this telescope on the Facebook Marketplace, and I saw that it was a C8, and then the price tag of $50 next to it, which seemed ridiculous. If you know a C8. The tube, not talking about mounts or anything, but just the telescope itself. If you buy this new, it's about $1,300. So this is
cheese and crackers.
So I see it for $50 in this guy's And I actually, honestly, not to get too much in the weeds with this, but I had been taking pictures of space with the 60 millimeter refractor, and the difference between the two is the 60 millimeter refractor will give me this wide field view of, like something huge in the sky. It's got a big wide field, and while that's great for the huge nebulae in the sky, for these smaller objects like planets and galaxies, they come out way too small in a small refractor. So when you're taking pictures of space, of planets or galaxies and things of that nature, you need a telescope that has a longer focal length. So which basically means the magnification. So the small refractor I was shooting with is about the focal length is about 366. This telescope has a 2,000 millimeter focal length, so it's super zoomed in. But obviously pretty expensive for all that focal length. So but it's no good. Every telescope has its use. You can't use this C8 for wide field stuff. It's for the smaller objects in the sky, planetary nebula and such. So anyway, I go to the guy's house and I see the C8 there, and I find out it's not a modern C8, but it's a C8 classic from the 90s on a clock drive.
Oh, boy.
And I have no idea how to work a clock drive. It's basically ancient technology to me. But one thing that is that the basic technology of the telescope has not changed. It's the same scope. There are different bells and whistles on the new ones, but the optics are pretty much the same. So the only problem was it's not like it was kept in good condition. The corrector lens was full of dirt. The primary mirror, which is in the scope, in the back of the scope, was full of dirt, which I have no idea how that happens, but it was. The finish of the OTA is really roughed up. You see scratches and paint and all over it, and it just looked all messed up. And I had to question myself in the moment. I was like, is this really worth $50? But then I figured, for a C8, why not try to salvage it? So I get it home, I take it apart, and I clean it up, watching helpful YouTube videos, and then put it all back together again. And even after I did all that and the optics were nice, shiny, and clean, it still really wasn't working well. I wasn't getting, I tried some photography with it. Everything came out extremely blurry. I tried looking, visual astronomy, and I wasn't getting pinpoint stars. And I realized that my collimation was off, which is basically aligning the main mirror, the primary mirror, with the secondary mirror. And to collimate is what they call it with an SCT. When I tell you, it is a frustrating and difficult process. It took me about 2 weeks to collimate this, trial and error, and then dealing with clouds. You basically have to get a star in your field of view and then align everything while you're on that star. So you need clear skies to do it. Finally, I believed I had proper collimation because I was getting pinpoint stars visually. The next step was, will I be able to take pictures with this thing? And as you can see there on the screen now, that is M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy. I took a picture of this last year with my refractor, and it was very tiny. But here, as you can see, and this is with a reducer. So this is not 2,000 focal length. This is reduced to about 1,300 focal length. But still, you see it, because at the full magnification of this telescope, it's going to be blurry. It's just, we don't have good enough seeing conditions for this to be. So I had to reduce it. But look at that. I mean, I thought that came out great. That with a $50 C8. This is official confirmation that I have succeeded in restoring this telescope. So that's a galaxy 32 million light years away. I mean, it's incredible to think I took a picture like that with this telescope. Then the next one is one of the coolest objects in space. If you could switch to that next one there, Sharon. This is, this one? Yeah, that's M1, the Crab Nebula, and that's what they call a supernova remnant. And with a refractor, again, this is going to be a tiny little dot. But with this telescope, you get a pretty good magnified view of it. And that's a supernova remnant, meaning after a star exploded and died, that's what it left behind. And what's so special about this one, M1, is that this is one of the few supernovae that humanity actually witnessed. Chinese astronomers recorded the event in the 11th century where there was a big bright light in the sky day and night for about a month. And they called it a visitor star. They didn't really know what it was. It was like, where did this thing come from? So all these years later, we know it's a supernova remnant. A star exploded, which is, by the way, there's a red giant in the sky right now called Betelgeuse in the constellation Orion that we expect could explode. It probably exploded already, but by the time those photons come here, maybe in our lifetime, we'll see it happen. But anyway, that's M1. I'm extremely proud of that picture because I love this object, the historical significance of it. And again, I captured it with a $50 C8. And finally, what is a totally different kind of astrophotography, planetary photography, which is it's extremely complicated and takes a whole other aspect of workflow and making it happen. I think I did pretty good with that first one. If you could switch the slide there and there you go. There's the planet Jupiter. You can see a couple of moons there orbiting Jupiter. And again, with a small refractor, that's going to be tiny. So this is confirmation that I successfully took this telescope out of someone's garage that they were just throwing away. It was ravaged, destroyed. I was able to save it. And it's become, I feel like it's my favorite scope because I don't know, I have like this.
It looks like he was floating out there, brother.
I love this telescope.
Spacesuit, Richie in a spacesuit. Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. I love this telescope. I rescued it. It's fantastic. And then last night, just real quick, I do everything with it. I take pictures with it, but I love the visual as well. Professor Ting, I'm going long here. I know, I'm sorry, guys, but this is the whole story. There's this guy on YouTube, Professor Ting, who knows more about telescopes than anybody I know. And he had a statement which I thought was very true. He said, one of the things that's starting to get lost in our hobby is that a lot of people don't look through the telescope anymore. They're just worried about taking pictures. And I don't know, there's just something different about visual astronomy, and I'll never let go of that, and I love it. And I had one of the most prolific nights the other night with this telescope. I saw my second comet I've ever seen, 62P Tissue-shen. It was discovered by an amateur astronomer in Japan last year. I saw that through this telescope the other night, which was incredible. It's only the second comet I've ever seen. And then I went on and I saw 8 different galaxies with this telescope, M13. So it was just I guess the moral of the story is, and I put the story up in social media, Reddit, Facebook. I've got close to 1,000 likes on through the 2 different platforms, and over 100 comments. People really love this story, and like I said in my story online, this is the classic tale of one man's garbage, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Because I had dreamed of having a C8. I was like, oh, it's cool taking pictures of with a small refractor, but I'd like to have the option of taking pictures of the tiny objects. And now I have that, and I didn't have to spend $1,300 to do it. So
I dream of having anything.
So there you go. That's my story. I'm sorry it took so long to tell it, but there you go. Don't act like you're not impressed over there.
Oh, yeah. Yo, what did he say?
Trent is sleeping.
Hello, Kurt Enterprise.
This is this was the moment of the show everybody fell asleep.
Oh, shit. Are you all right? Are you on the pillow? Come on, you got your head on the pillow. Come on.
I gave Trent the itis.
Oh, Trentitis.
Trent, any last words on the Super Bowl and Super Bowl Sunday and all that?
Enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game. Father, final words of wisdom.
Let's go, Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go.
Right.
Wow. Wait.
That was pretty wise. That was pretty wise. And I say, cue the music.
It's over.
Thank you.
Whoa.
In the words of Bob Dylan, time is an ocean, but it ends at the shore. The Super Radio Brothers have reached the shore. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Enjoy the Super Bowl. Be kind to everybody. This music make me feel like running butt naked outside.
Wow. I don't want to see that. I might cash that on my Ring doorbell.
Shit, I don't want to see that either. Be safe, everybody. Reach the time.